Hi everyone, welcome to Flutter Junction. And in this course, we have already discussed in the previous videos about the Flutter, its introduction and its uses, Dart. And if you haven't seen or go through the previous videos, don't forget to go through the Flutter introduction and then the Dart tutorial from this playlist. And if you have already gone through this video, and in this video tutorial we are going to build the project and then learn the basics widgets of the Flutter, just like scaffold, row, column, buttons and many more. So, and if you haven't subscribed the channel, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon so that you can get notified on upcoming videos. Alright, now let's get back to our project. And so for that, we are going to create the first app in the Flutter. To create the app, we need to run command flutter create, and you can just give the project name here and then press enter to create the project. But I'm not gonna doing that. I'm going to provide the custom domain name for the package, and that would be com.flutterjunction, and this is the domain name com.flutterjunction, and then the project name, and that would be my first app. And it may take some time to create the project. So after creating the project, we go back to our project folder. That would be my first app, and then we type code dot, and this would open our new VS Studio code. Okay, we're gonna close the older one and then let's full screen it. Okay, first now let's discuss the folders or packages that are going to be in the Flutter project, and some of the important we are going to discuss. And one is the Android, and this Android folder is used whenever we need to create the platform specific code. That means whenever we want some code to run on the Android only, or we want some code that would be feasible for Android only, then we are going to place it in the Android folder. And similar to the iOS, whenever we want to perform some specific tasks on iOS, we are going to perform it on the iOS folder. And this lib folder, here we are going to spend 99% of our time to create our project, to create our functionalities into this lib folder. And these are Linux, Mac OS and web and other, and these are the folders of the Windows applications. And if you haven't configured the Windows applications, don't worry, it is of no use whenever building the Flutter mobile applications. So let's leave it for now, and then coming down to the pubsec.yaml file, and this is the file where we are going to insert our packages and plugins to use in our applications. So we will discuss it a bit more on later. So now let's close it and get back to the main.dart. Here you can see a bunch of codes here, and you can, let's see, we have the my app, stateless widget, build functions, and then you can see coming down, you can see the scaffold, the AppBar, and then you can see the center, column, and this text. These all are the widgets, and you can see this is the widgetry of the demo application that is created by the Flutter. So now let's run this and see how it looks like first. And to run the applications, you need to have an emulator running, or your device should be added to your PC, and you can select the application that you want to run. Okay, it is not connected to my emulator, so for that I will go to command. Okay, let me configure this first and I'll get back to this one. Okay, after connecting to my BlueStack emulator, I will close this, and you can see here the emulator of my BlueStack, and select this. Okay, we have our device selected, and then we open our terminal, and you can open the terminal here. You can see here the terminal, and you can click on new terminal, and you will have your terminal created. So to run the application, we type flutter run, and it may take some time to build the application for the very first time. And our application is installed. First, now let's see some of the, you can see here, flutter run key commands. With small r you can hot reload, with capital R you can hot restart, and adds to available interactive commands. And you can see pretty lots of commands here. So we are going to use reload and hot restart mainly for this for Flutter applications. So now let's get back to our, you can see here, let's close this and let's make some view and place the emulator here. Okay, and make it big. Right, this should work now. And close this. Now let's have a look at this application. You can see the app bar with the title, Flutter demo homepage, and you can see the couple of text here, and the floating action button with the icon plus. And when you click, you can see the text is updated. So this is the dummy application that is prepared by Flutter at the very first. And now let's see if we can understand this code or not. First, we can see the main function, and you can say this main function is the entry point of the Dart Flutter applications. And whenever the Dart code runs and this main method is triggered, and it returns the run app function. You can see run app function, and then the my app, and this my app is the widget. As you can see here, this my app is the root widget of the application. And coming down, you can see the, and in Flutter I already said that everything's are widget, and widgets are nothing but the class. And you can see this my app is extending the stateless widget, and there are pretty much lots of code here. Okay, we would discuss all the properties and codes when building the project. So for now, let's come down to the build method, and then you can see it is taking the context, and it is containing the material app. And you can see this material app is responsible, is just like the wrapper widget for our entire project. And with this material app, it allows us to design our screens, and it provides the various, it also consists of various properties, you can see here. And this material app allows us to design the material apps or material widgets, and it works as the wrapper to our entire application. And it takes some of the parameters. You can see here the title is Flutter demo, and the theme of our application, and then the home page. This home page is returns whatever our things are shown on this screen. You can see this is the home page, and it is returning the home page. You can see this is the widget that is being displayed onto our home screen. This is the home screen. So it takes the title, and homepage is also a widget that extends the stateful widget. And coming down again, you can see the build method. So it builds our widget tree, and here you can see scaffold, AppBar, and scaffold is also a widget. And this AppBar is the property of the scaffold, and this AppBar is the value of this AppBar property, and this AppBar is also the widget. And this title, and title is also the properties of this AppBar. Whenever you want to see the properties of the any widgets, you can just control, and then whenever you hover, you can see the list of properties of that widget. And you can also scroll down here, or you can directly go inside it with the control click, and you can see all of these properties of that widget. So now let's close this. Okay, and then scaffold has the other properties named body, and then it takes this center widget, and this center widget is responsible to align our widgets in the center of the screen. And then it takes the child of column, and obviously column is responsible to place the widgets one above other. You can see this and this text and this counter text are on column. You can see here you have pushed the button this many times. You can see this and this three counter text are in column, and coming down you can see the other properties of the scaffold. Now floating action button, and this is also the widget, and this you can see this is the floating action button. So if you are getting confused and are not getting sure what the heck is this, don't worry, we are going to build the entire application from the scratch. So keep sticking to the end of this tutorial. Okay, now let's close this and then remove all this, because we are going to create our own application from the scratch, and then remove this. And whenever you remove this, you can see the error, and we cannot get anything run for this application. So we need to return the wrapper function, wrapper widget or root widget. So for that I'm going to use the material app for now. Okay, and this material app is the wrapper function to our application, and it allows us to create the material designs that is developed by Google Material Design. And with this we can create lots of properties like these buttons, and then app bars and many more. So inside the material app, now let's see the properties of material app. Okay, you can see here inside the key, navigator key, and lots of properties of this material app. And you can see the home, and we are going to use this home property for now, and home, and I'm just going to return the text that says hi Flutter Junction. Okay, we done. Okay, we just can use this and remove this because it's already a const. Okay, so what actually is happening here? Okay, let's put some comma here. Okay, don't forget to put the comma whenever your properties ends, because it allows us to separate our code and helps us to beautify also and know where our code is. And without the comma you cannot use any other properties because it gives the error. So keep in mind that you need to keep comma whenever the properties are ended. So what actually is here happening is we have the main function that is calling to run our application, run app, and we have the material app widget that consists of home, and this home properties says us that what thing is going to be displayed on the screen. That means you can see here this is the home page of our demo application, and whenever we run this application, and we can see, and we need to restart. So for that you need to press shift and R at the same time, and it will get restarted. And you can see this is the bit of ugly applications that says hi Flutter Junction. That is our home page, and it is little bit ugly. So now we are going to design our application, and first widget that we are going to discuss now is the scaffold. The scaffold is the screen of the application that. Okay, now let's minimize it. We don't need this now. So for that, to place the scaffold, I would say my home would be the scaffold widget, scaffold, the scaffold widget, and all these widgets are inbuilt with the Flutter SDK. And we can also create our own custom widgets, but these widgets just come up out of the box from the Flutter SDK, and the Flutter SDK provides all these widgets for us. So this scaffold widget consists of various properties, and with that we can design the base layout of our application. So first thing I'm gonna do, inside the scaffold is the AppBar property, and it takes the AppBar value, and this AppBar is also the widget. You can see this AppBar consists of the preferred size widget. You can see the preferred size widget here, and it takes the widget AppBar, and this is the, you can see this is also the widget that consists of various properties. You can see here, you can see this AppBar also the stateful widget, and we are creating the instance of the AppBar, getting the instance of the AppBar here. So inside the AppBar, okay, let's put the comma here because we are created the properties. Okay, now inside the AppBar, I'm going to use the title property of the AppBar, the title of our AppBar, and so for that I would give, let's say, text. Okay, let's say my first app, and then comma. Right, now let's restart the application with Shift R. So you can see the beautiful app bar that is designed by us just by calling the app bar with the title my first app, and you can see here the widgets all are starting with the capital letter, and the starting of the new word is also starting with the capital letter. So you need to keep in mind that the convention of the widgets in Flutter. So in this app bar we can change the colors and perform the various styling to this app bar, but we're gonna do this later on upcoming time when we are directly going to focus on colors and the other parts of the application. So for now we are only describing the title, and you can see here we have this title aligned to the left side of our app bar. So let's make it be in the center of the app bar. So for that, the app bar consists of the other properties name, center, title, and you can just give it to true, and it doesn't take the widget. You can see here it takes the boolean value. So we are defining the value of center title is the true, so that we can center the text, this title, to the center of the app bar. And when we restart it again, we can see this my first app aligned to the center of the app bar. You can see here with the center title true, our title is on the center of the app bar. Cool. Now we have just created our app bar. Now coming back to the other property of the scaffold, and after the scaffold we now go to the other properties, that is body, and this body describes what are the things that are going to displayed below the this app bar, this body of the screen. This all the things, white things below the app bar are in the body of the scaffold. So here I'm just going to describe the text. Let's say hi Flutter. Okay, it is showing the error. Okay, because we have placed the body outside the scaffold. Okay, we need to place the body after the app bar ending. You can see here app bar is closed here, and then we need to give the body after the app bar. So here we just give text to hi Flutter junction, and it doesn't have to be const. Okay, let's put the const here, and the error should be gone now. And when we restart it again, we can see this text hi Flutter junction into the body of our screen. So cool, we have seen this text here. It is quite small, So we can also give the style to this text, and we will discuss the styling of text and the other time and later. So now let's put this text to the center of our screen. So for that we can just, let's delete this, and then inside the body we are going to use the other widget, that is center. This center widget is responsible. So to center the text into the center of the body, we have the other widget named the center, and this center property allows us to center. It centers the anything widgets that belongs that as its child. That means the child of the center widget would be centered on the center of the screen. So for that, it also have the child, let's say text, our same text, hi flutter junction. Okay, let's make it const. Right, now we can, let's restart it again with shift and R, and let's minimize it, and we can see this text hi flutter junction to the center of this application, and you can see the hi flutter junction on the center of the screen. And you cannot just put the text like this. We need to have the child property of this center to center our widgets. Of course you need to place the comma after the properties of the any widget. Right, now we have the center text of the application. Here you can see. So now after the body, now let's discover the other properties of the scaffold, that is the floating action button, and it also takes the widget, that is floating action button. Should be action button. Okay, and it is showing the error, you can see, and it is saying, oops, you can see the other properties here, and you can see the required properties of the floating action button, that is on press. So it is showing the error here. So inside the floating action button we are going to use the on press property of the floating action button, and the error should be gone now. Okay, so on press function we will discuss it later. So again we are going to use this, the property of floating action button, that is the child, and that would be the text, let's say click. Okay, now when we restart it again, you can see the beautiful floating action button here. You can see the beautiful floating action button here with the text click. So for now I just want you to create the basic layout, how it works, and how to use the parameters of the widgets and this application, how to build some basics of the widgets into our application. So always remember, this scaffold is the wrapper of these few widgets that you can see to design our screen of our application. And you can see the widgets like the properties like the app bar, the body, the center, and the floating action button also. And there are other many more properties of the scaffold, and we are going to cover it later. And you can generally see here the widget architecture. It has the parameter and it has the value, and you can see here also it has the parameter and the value. So this is the basic architecture of the widgets in the Flutter, and we are going to use the scaffold widget in most of our time to design the screen. If you want to learn more about this scaffold, and you can visit this link in the description below, and you can see here there are the code example also how to use this scaffold. And when coming down, you can see the lots of properties of the scaffold. You can see here the app bar, the background color, body, button navigation bar, and you can go through each and every properties of the scaffold on your own. And don't worry, we are also going to discuss all these properties into most of this property into our application. Cool. Right, now let's get back to our project. All right, now we have added a few different widgets into our application, and now we are going to learn how to use colors and the fonts in our application. As you can see, this scaffold, and it is the design that is provided with the material design, and it seems okay. And now we are going to design this scaffold or a screen into our own colors and other themes. And it would be nice to have this default our color and default fonts, the size or the font weight of our text and other these text. So now let's do some styling to our text. First, let me use the other properties of the app bar, and let's give the background color of the app bar, and you can just use the colors and dot, and you can have the list of colors you can see here. And you can also have the different shades. You can see 50, 100, 200 of this color, and you can choose as for your own. And for now let's say colors dot red, and offset let's give it in bracket, let's say 600. And when we restart it again, we can see the background color would be changing to red. Cool, now we have this red background color of the app bar in our application. So again, let's come down to the floating action button and give the background color, and then color start, let's say red. And okay, let's make it similar. Let's keep the shade of 600. Right, and now let's restart it again. As you can see here, it is already showing the red color. Okay, and let's put it to the downside and make it const. Right, it is not showing any lint error. And you can see we have the background color of the floating action button is red. And you can choose any colors you like, and I'm just using it because I want to keep it consistent color in my application. Right, after now let's put some attention to this text into the middle of our screen. So for that, you can see it is a bit small, and let's give some font size, the font family and other things to this text. Right, now let's get back to this text. So as we have only the one parameter or value to this text, we are only using this text. So we need to add, whenever we need to add the parameter, let's control it and then enter the text, open it, and then actually enter our text, and we can use the other properties of the text name style. So the style properties allows us to design our text into the various colors or backgrounds or anything you like to customize according to your need. And this style takes the value of text style. Right, and we can see it has the different properties: color, background color, font size, font weight, font style. You can research as per your own, and when you control hover, you can also see these properties in the list. Okay, now let's minimize it first. right. So inside this text style, we can use the various properties to style our text in various manners. So now let's make this text a little bit bigger. So for that, we're gonna use this property named font size, and for now let's give it 20, and then let's reset it again, Shift and R, and we can see this text a bit bigger. Okay, it's working. Now let's do the font weight, and let's say font weight dot bold. And in Flutter, like in CSS, you can just place the text just like bold like this, and you need to provide it with the font weight. In Flutter, you can see here with the class font weight, and it consists of various properties. You can see normal, italic, you can use as per your need, and for now I'm going to use the bold. Okay, now let's restart it again, and you can see the little bit thickness in the text, right, and it is becoming a bit thicker. And again I'm going to put the other properties, letter spacing, let's say 2.0, and then restart it again, and you can see the letters have the little bit space on their own, right. After this I'm gonna give the color, let's say color start gray, offset let's say 600, and it is showing the error here, and it shouldn't be const, right. Now restart it again, and we can see the gray color to our text, hi Flutter Junction. You can see the color of our text is changed. So I want to use the font family of this for this Flutter Junction. So this font family is the default family provided by the Flutter SDK. I want to customize it and use the font family of my own so that it could look better. So for that, you actually need to get that font in your project. So for that, I'm gonna open up to my browser, and I already have gone to this URL fonts.google.com, and here you can find the list of fonts you can use as per your need. So I'm going to use this Poppins, and you can download it from here. Let's download it first and go to that folder, and then extract it, inside Poppins you can see lots of fonts here, light, italic, medium, semi regular. We're gonna use only one properties or one type of font in our application. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to directly drag and drop this Poppins regular to my project. So for that, before dragging on the root folder, I'm going to create the new, okay, not inside the lib, create the new folder named fonts, and inside the fonts I would drag drop this Poppins regular to my fonts folder, and you can see the TTIF file to my fonts folder. To use the fonts into the application, you need to go to the popsec.yaml file, and let's close this file explorer, and this also, and this also, okay, coming down, you can see the fonts here. So I'm gonna decomment it with control slash, and then the family would be, you can see the fonts Poppins, and the fonts and the assets would be the folder that the font is going to reside. For our application, it is in the fonts folder. So inside the assets, okay, we don't need this. So inside the asset, the fonts folder, and then okay, so I'll just remove this, and Poppins regular.ttir. Whenever we got changes in the popsec.yaml file, we need to run the pop get. So it's running here, and it should exit with the code 0, so that it means there is not error when getting the our packages, right? And to use this to use our dependencies or anything in the popsec.yaml file, you need to keep in mind the indentation or spaces. You can see there is only 2 spaces from here, 1 2, and then with the fonts you can see the 2 spaces. So keep in mind that the indentation or the orientation should be should not be wrong when using the popsec.yaml file. Right, now let's get back to our main.dart file. Okay, and from the popsec main.dart file, we can get these fonts to our main.dart file from the referring to the popsec.yaml file. So to change the text family, so inside the style, we're going to use the other properties, name font family. So I'm going to use it, this Poppins. You need to be sure that the spelling and other things should be same of the family, and then you can give it to the font family. And after saving, again shift R to restart the application, and we can see the font changing into the application here. Okay, you can see the font got changed. So friends, that's a bit more about colors and the styling of the text and the font family. So friends, in this tutorial you learned about the widgets, its architecture, how to build the widgets in the application, and how to build the entire application in the Flutter, and also the text, and how to use the font family, colors, and many more. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with your friends. And if you love this video and if you want more to learn on Flutter, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon, because subscribe matters. And this much for today. And in the other tutorial, you are going to learn the other basics of the Flutter. So for that, stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon. Thank you.